Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ACCNX Stadium as the Providence Flyers take on your Blue Devils. We, the ACC, are committed to see each other as equals and treat each other with respect and dignity at all times. Recognizing our differences don't divide us, but they make us stronger. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to join in today's conference. Our players and coaches in honor of America celebrate freedom of those who are protected. Please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome to Durham for a Bark in the Park night and a dynamic college lacrosse matchup. Providence out of the Big East playing some of its best lacrosse entering the month of March. The Duke Blue Devils rolling at home and look to continue the spring break success here at ACCNX Stadium. Welcome into Koskinen with the All-American Deemer class. I'm EvanBudrovich. For Duke, it's been an offensive firepower the last 2 weeks. How do the Blue Devils continue this success?
It really starts and ends with Andrew McAdory. He's the undisputed leader of this offense and of this team. He draws a lot of gravity, gets the ball moving, and Duke needs to capitalize and hunt points like Coach Janowski talked about this week. Duke's a high-scoring club, and Providence has one of the best players in the country, Ryan Bell, at the attack position, second in the country in assists. How does he set up Providence tonight? Well, first off, he has great chemistry with his teammates. He does a great job of facilitating ball movement, does a great job of making decisions, and he's going to be one that really stirs the drink for this Providence offense. Bell, the all-time points leader in Providence history, some great lineage, and we touched on McAdory, but for this Duke club, how does he continue that success? I think coming out of the box, he's just a guy that really is electric with his dodging. He's someone that really draws a lot of attention. He makes a lot of good decisions. He can skip it through the defense. He knows when to throw it forward, and then the other guys need to continue to capitalize off of that. There's a lot of new faces in this Duke offense. Coach Janowski talked about 12 or 13 guys who contributed last week against Air Force, didn't play meaningful minutes in a Duke uniform last week or last season. So those guys need to continue to step up and build that chemistry. Most in Division I for Coach Janowski, 259, and more importantly, it's his birthday tonight. Happy 71st, Coach. Live large and make the most of it. And he's taking on a young gun, but a highly touted Bobby Benson, won a national title with the Maryland staff just 3 years ago. And Coach Benson building the nice blocks here at Providence. Yeah, Coach Benson is really known for his basketball-style offenses, pass and pick, pass and cut, pass and float away. So hopefully Providence can facilitate a lot of that against the stout Duke defense and Patrick Jamison and Cage. Fourth all-time meeting between the Friars and the Blue Devils. Has a March Madness kind of feel. And here at ACCNX Stadium, just across the street from Camet Indoor.
Duke won by double digits last year, and Patrick Jamison earning the start between the pipes. The sophomore, an up and down start to his campaign, but Coach Danowski wants a better finish here for Jamison.
Yeah, he's looking for Patrick to get some saves on the board early and just settle into that position, continue to improve in the clearing game. And again, he's a sophomore with a lot of potential, so look for him to really get going early and the Duke defense to support him.
Here's the opening face-off of this dynamic matchup. Spring break here on Duke's campus, and plenty of Providence fans in attendance making the trip down. And Duke wins the opening possession. Duke into the attacking end. What they've done well is put up double-digit goals last 3 matches here for Coach Danowski. And he said it's such a unique lineup. A lot of times it's veterans in the attack, veterans in the midfield. This club has new faces all over the field.
Yeah, these games are all about gaining experience early in the season. We actually see Max Sloat getting the start at lefty attack. Ben Johnston here coming out of the box. And Cal Gerard was a guy that Coach Danowski was talking about getting going at the face-off X and got hot last week against Air Force.
Duke with that 16-goal outing put away a scrappy Air Force club. Here's a moment for McAdory. Cusalito from some distance bounces wide. Duke maintains possession. Plenty of time on the clock. Coach Dino noting we're so much better when we have balance offensively. And now that possession clock down to 23 seconds.
Here's Cusalito picking the ball up off the end line. I had over 60 points in his Providence career. So the grad student here playing against his former team.
There's a bad pass. And a fight for it here at the midline. Providence takes over with the turnover. And here's where one of the top scoring offenses in the country can cook. Ryan Bell, Jack Horrigan, this front line are really good.
Coach Benson noted on the call that Horrigan had one of his best games in a Providence uniform. So good to see out of the lefty out of Baltimore, Maryland.
Quick pass behind the cage, finding Chris Mattia, the freshman. There's a dangerous pass. And here's where Duke can get physical defensively. A young unit that has forced a ton of turnovers.
We talk about forcing turnovers. Aiden McGuire's on a great streak so far to cause turnovers as a short stick defensive midfielder. He's certainly a heart and soul type of guy.
Quick turn of the cage and Providence scores. Jack Horrigan puts the Friars in front. One shot, 1 goal early for the Friars.
Great job there turning the corner by Jack Horrigan. Takes the advantage, gets around the cage, finishes the ball high to low. He's got Cusalito hung up. Plays the hang-up game and then executes the nice goal coming around the cage.
Horrigan, a great family story. His dad was the team captain of Providence back in the early 90s. And now his son, senior year, final year, fresh off a hat trick against Duke last year, getting a nice start and a face-off win for Jack Cooper, the true freshman. Providence early possession. They've had a couple of top 10 battles early in the young season. And there's a Providence club that finished 3rd in the Big East last year, have championship aspirations this season. And a nice win over Loyola and a 1-goal win over the weekend. Randolph Campbell looking for space. He's defended well. Here's Sam Brazel, one of the freshmen. A lot of young faces in this Providence lineup. Ben Dale turns, not much space. And there's an over and back turnover for Providence. Now Duke on the self-start, looks to get to the attacking end.
See a couple unforced turnovers now, both teams trying to get settled in, get acquainted with their opponent. Here's Liam Kirschus coming out of the box.
Kirschus, the true freshman who had 2 or more points in each of his first 3 appearances. That was an area Coach Danowski liked. His young freshmen have stepped up and made a nice impact for this top 10 Duke team. Space for Max Sloat. Providence brings the double. Duke notices it quickly. Sets up a wrister and a nice save. Early work from Dan Donahue, the Providence keeper.
Nice first save there for Donahue. Providence was clearly ready to quickly support their defenders on ball, get quick rotations. That shot from Delgado might be a little deep early in the game, but again, it's good to see freshmen along with Kirschus be aggressive early on.
First save for Donahue, who's in the top 25 in the country in save percentage. And this coaching staff noted, Bobby Benson, we give up a lot of opportunities. We lean on Donahue to get some big saves. And now Chambers goes for goal. Good stop for Jamison, his first save. And now Keith Boyer, the long sticker, gets it up in front. Luke Graham in this Duke offense, 5 different scorers with 10 or more goals. And all anchors with Luke Graham, who's got 16 himself. A chance for McAdory to reset. Blows by one, rips a long distance shot and scores.
And that's exactly what you want to see if you're a Duke fan. Really nice right-to-right move from McAdory, playing in the sub-game offense. You saw there Matt Christmas looking to set a pick with an offensive midfielder trapped, but McAdory beat his guy clean, gets over the top, gets a step, and shows why he's one of the most dynamic Dodgers in the country.
A tough assignment here for Ian Olenek defensively with McAdory's goal-scoring ability. That's his 13th.
Evan, that's what makes him so dangerous there, because usually a pull neutralizes a top Dodger, but in this case, Providence might need to be ready to support that long stick matchup.
A quick face-off shot on target. Early save for Donahue. And McAdory's over 100 career goals in his Duke career. Has anchored this attack early. Providence, though, a couple of stops. There's a dangerous stick. And a foul here on Duke. I'm not sure the whole team got the memo from our officials.
Welcome
to the 100 Club. Andrew McAdory right there with the goal. Deemer, as a player, how does that feel when you cross the century mark?
I think it certainly feels great. It's certainly an affirmation of hard work, but knowing and learning a lot about Andrew McAdory, he's a team-first guy. He's an ultra competitor. He's more focused on getting the wins than too concerned with those individual stats. But they certainly always feel good as an offensive player because you're playing with that scoreboard.
He puts the first on the board for Duke tonight. Providence 1 for 2 on early chances as Jack Horrigan plays it in front. Jay Wilkerson, the true freshman, fires one wide. And Providence the closest to it.
Wilkerson had a couple nice goals against Loyola off the dodge. He's a lefty that's establishing himself here for this Providence offense early in his career.
Horrigan, a quick wrister. And this Duke defense collapsing well, anchored by Cole Kraus back there, the grad senior. The speed of Wilkerson causing some trouble, and what a check from Jack Gray. Here's a moment, and a save for Jamison. Clock does reset. Early on, Providence seems very comfortable running its offense.
They're definitely comfortable and they're definitely confident. A staple of Bobby Benson's offense is you'll see a lot of players fly by and slip when they're being deceptive in the pick game. So something to keep an eye out for. One, how they win matchups, but two, how they get going in that.
Jamison whiffs that wide. Now he comes out of the cage to win it back. This is dangerous territory for Jamison. The sophomore out of Pennsylvania escapes traffic.
Showing his athleticism there.
Now Duke on the counter into the attacking third. Max Sloat sizing up space, works to the crease. And a violation on Duke. Good stop by Providence. That was an area Bobby Benson noted. We have to eliminate driving lanes. We have to limit opportunities. He'd love a transition play like this. Good pass in front and a drop. Oh, Chris Mattia had it.
That's one Friars fans are going to want back later in this game. Duke went into the 10-man ride with Jamison leaving the cage. Nice clear there by Donahue, getting it up to the attack. And then nice one more pass there from Providence, but they can't convert.
Coach Jamison noted. Oh, Danowski with a big hit. And here comes a late flag.
That's going to be high. That's going to look like a cross check there, kind of to the shoulder head area of McAdory. So
Coach Benson can't believe it. And that's on Jackson Kotu, the junior midfielder.
It's really the classic situation of when the call goes against your team, you think the refs are being too tight. And when the call goes for your team,
the 2-minute full penalty here.
That's going to be locked in. See it on the replay here. You can always debate these calls, but he's dropping his shoulder and head as the cross check is rising up. So,
and now there's a video review here to confirm this call. So at the moment, a man up for Duke, but that'll be reviewed.
It's certainly a positive now with all the angles and replay angles that we have to be able to review penalties. I think personally is a plus. We'd rather get the right call. These are the kind of penalties that can really swing a game early on.
So all the angles you see here on ACC Network Extras, what everybody else will see downstairs. And talking to Coach Danowski, he noted as an attacker, as with his son and the staff, very offensive minded. He wanted this offense to mature throughout the year. We'll see how this penalty turns out.
I think that's going to be the angle there. From the first angle, it doesn't look like he catches as much of the neck and helmet. I think angle 2.
You see the front of that helmet. Good point.
Hits confirmed. 2 minutes locked in.
The call is confirmed, so a 2-minute advantage for Duke.
This is going to be important to see how Duke plays it. If they can score early on in the man advantage, they'll get some more opportunities based on how faceoffs have gone so far.
So now an important penalty kill if you're Providence, who hung around in the first quarter when these teams met last year, but then outscored, trailed by 10 at the half. Duke this year over 54% in man-up opportunities. And they put it their hands in their team leader, Andrew McAdory, who just crossed 100 career goals tonight.
Keep an eye out here for Graham Blake. The 5th year from Harvard coach was talking about, really has a knack for scoring goals. He has great hands.
Molliver this time finds a shooter and nutmegs the keeper. Luke Graham on the board, the man up goal for Duke.
Beautiful high to low release. Duke went into a 2-4 look. We saw a nice pick and slip from Graham Blake and Luke Graham. The lefty comes right off the pick. Nice execution there for Graham.
And we'll take the timeout here in Durham. A gorgeous night with a waxing gibbous moon setting up the stage for a Duke 2-1 lead. One of the best players in the country, Ryan Bell, now the points career leader at Providence. Not only is the anchor of this offense, does so much well for the Friars.
I'm really impressed by his versatility. Last week he displayed a nice off-ball game, scoring a couple following the slide, but he's obviously a great facilitator and decision maker too. So those are the high IQ players that true lacrosse fans really love to watch and follow.
Ryan Bell provides a smorgasbord of options for Providence as here's a loose ball. Chance for a ground ball pickup.
These are the pivotal ones, these scraps.
And Duke with the man advantage for the next minute 20.
This is what we talked about here, Evan. They're still over a minute on the penalty. They got the first goal. They'll quickly look to get in another set and see if they can widen this lead.
Graham with the opening man-up goal. And this will test the Providence defense, who've had some trouble on the penalty kill this year. McAdory working it around. 5 goal scorers with 10 or more for Duke. And Graham squeezes one through. 2 for Luke Graham, back on the board.
Evan, watch this replay here. Nice twister finish from Graham, but I think what really sets this play up is Moliver's deception on the feed. Notice how he looks this off, and that opens up Graham on the inside. Providence thinks it's covered, but the stick has eyes, and he puts it home for his second goal.
The no-look dime for Moliver, who had 9 points in his last performance. It's going to make that man happy. Coach John Danowski earned his 259th win at Duke over the weekend. That requires so much practice, reps, confidence to know where your player's going to run towards the cage, too.
Absolutely, and just, again, building the chemistry. Again, a lot of new guys playing for the first time together, but good lacrosse players can play with anyone. Duke wins it on the face-off, calls timeout. Now
because Duke will have another 30 seconds of that man-up advantage. And we'll take a quick timeout when Duke comes back, remaining with the man advantage here in Durham. Welcome back to Durham. Duke with the 2-goal advantage and the man advantage for the next 31 seconds. That penalty remains unbreakable. And here's Duke not only finding its offense, but winning the face-off, earning the timeout, a chance for Coach Danowski to draw something up out of the break.
Really nice job by the face-off unit, Cal Gerard, Engelke, and Ben McCarthy. Coach talked about on our call this week really having a 2-2-2 strategy to give everyone opportunity, but also see which guy gets hot from game to game. So clearly we just saw that there with McCarthy getting that win and really, kind of sticking to the game plan at the X.
Yeah, he loved the balance of the 3 and said there was a game where Gerard went 14 of 21, right? So sometimes you play the hot hand too. As you look at the numbers coming in, McCarthy's taken most of the duties as a true freshman, but I expect all 3 to fill that role of Jake Naso.
And all 3 guys are top face-off recruits in their respective classes. So, you want to foster that competition, but it's also great to be giving these different guys opportunities when you graduate a guy like Naso.
And that's why Duke's in the top 20 in winning percentage of the face-offs this year. Right now, North Carolina leading the country. They're doing a great job in that department.
Now Duke's just in a classic 3-3 set.
Still 10 seconds left on this man advantage. Providence wants to clear it. A good pickup. And back to the goalkeeper, Donahue. And now even men. As Providence finally can clear long distance. And missing the target of Horrigan. He can't keep it in play, and a turnover. Love the idea, hard on the execution.
Yeah, it's there, it's the right look, but that's the second time now that Providence hasn't been able to capitalize on a clear/transition opportunity. So when you look at a 3-1 game, this is where 4-1, 5-1 starts to get a little dicey.
What a check. Then another slapstick leads to a loose ball. These midfielders for Providence, led by Ian Olenek, having a nice game.
Coach Benson wanted an offsides call. Charlie Johnson picked up that ball at midline, and don't know if one of the midfielders was back yet for Duke, so that's what he's frustrated about.
Coach Benson still played in this case.
Well, he knows how much these opportunities matter early in the game. You take a 3-1 lead and make it 3-2 versus going to 4-1. It's huge.
Make it 4-1. Max Sloat with a good shot from the left side.
Great S-dodge there by Sloat. Nice move, gets underneath, gets it back to his inside hand, his strong hand, and gets the middle of the field. All great ingredients to having a high percentage shot.
The San Mateo, California native, look at this shot.
He's a lefty that I think, along with Graham, needs to continue to develop into a dynamic scorer for this Duke offense. He's got all the tools, he's got the size, he's got the hands. So that's what you want to see as a Duke fan.
A goal Saturday, 3 more assists against Princeton. Sloat stepping up early in his career. And a face-off control win for Providence for the moment. But the long stick forces a turnover. Now it stays in play, and Duke maintains.
Great job there by Matt Christmas. Caused turnover there, really making his presence felt. Duke's pushing a 6-on-5 right now. Let's see what they have. They'll test the waters.
The last midfielder just slid in for Providence. That's young Luke Fliss, the true freshman midi.
Evan, I love Christmas's game. I compared him a couple weeks ago to a Duke great, CJ Costabile, still playing professionally, and his 6 goals in the season as of last week are the first time as a defender or a long stick since Costabile. So he's making a name for himself early on.
He just caused the turnover a moment ago. He sets up this Duke attack. A turnover that time for Kirschus. And here's the stop Providence had been searching for the last 2 possessions. Donahue, who's so steady, passing out of pressure, finds the attackers, and what a save. That ball's right on the line and does not go in.
Beautiful look there by Bell. Fires it over to Horgan. Just nice save there by Jamison. But again, that's the kind of chances and opportunities that you need to just keep taking if you're Providence as well.
Jamison, who has the Defensive Player of the Week honors in his young tenure this year. And Coach Danowski said it's a growing progress here for our second-year keeper. Now Duke can set up the attack. Good pass underneath. Finds Oliver, and another one. Oliver on the board, and here's Duke up 4-1.
Nice motion there by the Duke offense. I don't know if that was intentional from Delgado. However, Oliver hunting points there. And we'll see on the replay, there's the look from Bell. Nice save, 5-hole from Jamison. That gets the ball going the other way. And there's Delgado being aggressive. And there's Oliver hunting points like Coach Danowski talked about, putting himself in a threatening spot right around the pipes.
A timeout for Providence. We're going to take the timeout. Duke balanced scoring, 5 goals, 7 shots on target, and a good start here in Durham. Welcome back to Durham. John Danowski, 18 years at Duke. He said this roster is different than any he's had in his nearly 2 full decades. A development not only of upperclassmen, but a really good young underclass group coming together.
I think Coach D is a mastermind when it comes to forming a team and really thinking about things beyond just X's and O's when it comes to culture. So if anyone's going to be able to bring in some new guys, transfer-wise, and some freshmen and put it together and get a group to gel, it's going to be Coach Danowski.
It's helped out with balanced scoring. Luke Graham's got a couple. 4 different players have scored for Duke. And Providence had all the momentum early, have a nice shot, got a couple of stops, but have struggled on their defensive end with the clearances. And now a face-off out of this timeout.
I think the 5 turnovers is really a contributing factor there. That's giving away those possessions is not what they want to see early.
Providence wins possession. And as we noted for Duke, they're rotating in face-off men. That was Cal Girard a moment ago. Let's see what Ryan Bell can orchestrate. Second in the country in assists. Just under 5 points a game. So dynamic, both as a scorer and a sniper. First touch for Parker Kennedy, who had 3 goals over the weekend. Nice comeback win versus Loyola. A drive for Wilkerson. He shielded off. Warrington given no space, and another turnover for Providence.
Really nice pressure on ball there from Warrington. He's another impact freshman that's come in, shown his athleticism, and made himself a part of this Duke rope unit early on in the season.
Duke works it quickly into the attacking third now. Donahue's been tested a ton early, facing 7 shots already in this first period. And now Ben Johnston, the sophomore, can reset after a tremendous first year. That was 29 points, record-setting in his first campaign at Duke. McAdory in space, so electric.
Here's Johnson on the short stick.
Jukes to his left, spins back right. Great pass. And Molliver stays outside the crease. Good goal for Duke.
That's incredible vision out of the rollback by Johnson. That is elite, all-American type of vision coming out of the roll. He handles the slide. The short stick is really not pressuring his glove, so he can roll back on the shorty. And then Molliver presenting a target, stick up, one-timer on the finish. Again, that's something that I think he really brings to the table to this offense, is someone that's really smart around the pipes, and he's going to score those easy ones.
That's why Molliver's up to 4.5 points a game. A good weapon walking the goal line there. And Duke again wins control of the faceoff. Duke can effectively milk the clock, get one last look to end this first period.
It's really good pressure there by Dean Metzger of Providence. On Molliver. Here's Sloat. The short stick on the invert.
Sloat rips one in. Graham hangs. And hold on. He entered the crease, so no goal. This will allow Providence to clear the quarter, fling it downfield, and that ends it. A high-scoring first quarter of action here for Duke. Blue Devils up 5 as we roll to the second after this timeout.
At Duke MLAX. Fans mark our calendars to reveal a young lacrosse player as Duke men's lacrosse will host Duke Games this summer. For more information, visit DukeLacrosseGameForGoals.com, or you can see the QR code on the screen.
Start of the second quarter here in Durham. Fourth all-time meeting between the top 10 Blue Devils and the Providence Friars out of the Big East. Providence comes in with such a young roster, 18 freshmen for third-year coach Bobby Benson, his first full recruiting class in a group that has some senior veterans, but they love the underclassmen coming in.
Yeah, guys like Ben Dale, Sam Brazel, you know, these guys, Chris Mattia, these are all guys that are going to have long, impactful careers at Providence. And again, Coach Benson's in his third year. He's building the vision of what he wants his team and what he wants his different units to look like, and he has to recruit around that. So a big freshman class is going to be a mainstay for the Friars as they look to continue to build.
Bobby, whose wife Taylor was a standout swimmer at Providence, and the former All-American at Johns Hopkins, leading his club tonight. There's a bad pass for Duke, an early turnover out of the timeout.
Engelke's won a couple forward like that. He forced a shot early on the break, loved the aggressiveness, and then I'm sure that's a pass that he would like to have back.
One note for Providence, we haven't seen Richie Joseph Jr. yet, who's the team leader in goals and also has double-figure assists. Matias did a nice job in his place, but that pass is intercepted. Aiden McGuire comes up with it.
Yeah, the Joseph loss for this game is certainly a big impact. That's a guy whose chemistry with Ryan Bell is off the charts. Mattia is a high IQ freshman player coming out of Lawrenceville, so he's going to fill that role well, but it's hard to replace that chemistry in just a game or two.
There's Mattia, who just flung it up top to Rhett Chambers. 31 underclassmen, a ton of them getting minutes tonight for Providence, who gears up for Big East play next week.
Chambers and Kennedy, you know, both strong lefties. Really nice balance on this roster for Providence of righties and lefties, which you need in a dynamic offense like Bobby Benson plays.
That shot affected by the tenacious defense of Henry Bard, the junior out of Pennsylvania. And now 1v1, Wilkerson circles behind, no room. And now Duke with a fresh possession. Quick transition shot, what a bouncer. Max Sloat slips it through.
Confident shot on the break, stepping in. And again, shooting with that confidence. A lot of times being a great shooter revolves around the mental state that you're in and not being afraid to take chances. And that right there is Max Sloat stepping in. Nice bouncer, far post. Donahue can't track that one.
Oliver 2, Graham 2, and now Sloat with his 7th goal of the season. Good balance.
The change to attack is paying off here. So again, as Duke continues to tinker with some different guys in some different spots, definitely like what I'm seeing in terms of bumping Sloat down to that lefty wing spot.
And that was an area Coach Danowski talked about. Sloat facing so many different types of defenses, long pole, short pole defenders, how he's adjusted to all of that.
Yeah, it's certainly important, and it also just depends on where you're being slotted in the offense, what the staff is asking each guy to do in terms of initiating. And that's where, again, Duke has always liked McAdory coming out of the box for some of their dodges. And Cusalito, a high school three-sport athlete's another guy that they're liking on these midfield lines.
And as you noted, the Providence transfer coming in for his grad year. Here's a moment. Wide distance for the Providence man himself, Cusalito. His first action against his former squad. A little bit of stick pressure here from Drew Clifton. The sophomore creates a turnover. Clifton, the attacking end, finds Bell. Providence can bring on its attack-minded midfielders now with a full possession.
Yeah, there's only 12 minutes left in the second quarter, so we've only been playing lacrosse for about 18 minutes, and we have 13 turnovers between the two teams, and a majority, I would say, are unforced. So I think both teams would really like to clean up the stick work.
That roll of the cage shielded off by Keith Boyer, the senior defender. Loose ball and another turnover forced. That time good defense from Duke to lead to the Providence mistake. Now a chance to sprint ahead. Henry Bard will go long. Donahue able to get a stick on it, knock it loose.
Evan, coming into this game, McGuire had 15 caused turnovers on the season. I believe that's his first of tonight. Again, making that impact as a short stick D midi shows why he's one of the most elite and aggressive guys in the country that really continue to stick out when you watch the Duke defense play.
To your point, that's the first caused turnover for Duke tonight. It's been some unforced Providence errors. A lot of that due to the Duke pressure, of course. Wiggle room for Delgado. Oliver dancing. Looking for a tango partner here on this beautiful Wednesday night. Back to Delgado. He lets it fly. Ricochets wide. That's a long distance clear. Good scoop by Luke Fliss, the freshman.
Evan, so much of offense in lacrosse really is predicated on being able to draw slides and win some matchups. I think that besides the unforced turnovers, that's something that's we really haven't seen so far out of Providence. So that's something that they're going to need to get going to get back in this game here down 6.
Providence, who hasn't seen much from Ryan Bell. Here he is, the all-time points leader for the Friars. He lets it go, and there's some offense. Bell on the board, 205 career points in his Providence tenure.
And that's a beautiful job there by Bell. But what really creates that is creating the matchup switch. So really nice pick there, I believe, by Jay Wilkerson. Draws the switch, and then that allows Bell to go to work, sweep top side, and stick it near side.
That's what makes this Providence team dangerous. No Richie Joseph so far, but Ryan Bell, an All-American candidate. He's the top point scorer in the Big East. And how can the Friars win a face-off and mount more pressure on Duke? Duke wins possession. And the Providence staff beside themselves for the moment. Duke back to work, and a nice save for Donahue.
They're slow, ready to fire, but Benson's, again, visibly upset with that one. Can't tell what the call was there. Maybe they gave a hold to the Providence faceoff man. Nonetheless, it's Duke ball, up 7-2.
McAdory tracks a double. That pass, though, laying in front. What a stick. And Donahue forced to collect it. A late flag comes in, possible holding here. So Providence will maintain the advantage. Good ball in front. Goalkeeper applying pressure on Mattia. That was Charlie Johnson up there with the defensive stick.
Nice execution on the clear there by Providence. That one was contested, but really nice handle there by Chris.
Here's Rhett Chambers going to his left. Back behind. Bell needs help.
Here's a staple of Bobby Benson offense, how they play the hang-up game. Duke's going to sniff this out.
Double team coming. Loose ball. Nice recovery for Parker Kennedy.
You don't want a guy like Ryan Bell sitting back there shopping hands-free all day, so.
That'll force Keith Boyer in that general direction. Here's a low shot, and what a response. Chris Mattia, the freshman, finding his rhythm.
Really nice execution there by the Providence offense. Once they swing it back up top, they've got 5 guys above goal line. They're swinging it back and forth across the top, setting up, hitch, and dodge the approach type opportunities. Notice the short stick for Duke. Jack Gray getting out there. And again, Mattia hitches top side. And really nice placement. We saw the first goal sweeping near side pipe. Second goal sweeping there offside pipe, so they're changing it up there on Jamison.
Just the third goal for Mattia, and we noted without Richie Joseph, the top goal scorer, this would be a big spot to fill in the attack position. There's back-to-back goals now for the Friars. Duke comes out with the face-off win. Aiden McGuire pushing tempo. Molliver hits the post. That's loose. Still alive in front. And then the goalkeeper, Donahue, collects it. Transition moment for Luke Fliss, the true freshman. Flicks to Bell. Pass deflected. What a huge play by Keith Boyer.
Incredible stick there, getting that stick in the passing lane. Bell, his vision, he saw that skip across the defense. And Boyer dragging his stick in the lane. Gets one back for the Blue Devils.
Now a rare possession where Duke can work some clock. Blue Devils off a brutal stretch, 3 ranked opponents, and then defeated Air Force over the weekend. Wanted to find their form before ACC play in a week and a half. Good save. Donahue stops Delgado, and a chance to clear for the Friars.
Great save there by Donahue, using all his feet on that one.
Oh, bad pass. Duke with possession. Blake dodges, shoots. Donahue the save. Back on the Friars. A frantic March Wednesday night in Durham.
Well, this is the up and down action that we signed up for.
Brian Bell getting us ready to rock and roll tonight.
For those tuned in, this is the kind of lacrosse that you want to see.
Joined by the All-American tonight. We're glad to have him. The class, I'm EvanBudrovich. Providence 2 straight goals, and now a chance to work possession, down 4. There's Randolph Campbell.
Another freshman there for the Friars.
18 true freshmen, and a ton get playing time tonight for Bobby Benson. Still plenty of time on the clock. That shot goes high. An opportunity there, point blank for Randolph. Coach Benson loves his growth as a true freshman, developing in these moments. He's guarded very tightly by Luke Warrington. The double comes over. And now down to 8 seconds. Providence got to go. Horrigan flex it. The freshman is blocked. Nice save for Jamison. Now Matt Christmas pushing ahead. The long stick.
One of the things Coach Benson talked about on the call this week was how they were prepping for the speed of an ACC team like Duke. They played with 45-second shot clocks last week in practice, and I think really right now in the second quarter you're starting to see their offense settle in and get a lot more comfortable with their offensive flow.
Yeah, it was the double-figure turnovers in the first quarter that made it challenging. Much better here in the second. Duke with some open space. Sloat on target, and he's through. Second goal for Sloat. He got hit pretty hard after that shot, but he'll take the goal.
Nice job there by Sloat attacking the approach. He's slow to get up right now. Took a hit high late after. We saw the first penalty on McAdory, but nice job here by Sloat getting down the alley, tucks his stick. Nice 5-hole finish.
Thanks to Cross, partnered with Duke Children's Hospital, this is the 6th Duke Children's Fundraising Initiative. This partnership will help raise critical funds that support patient care in hospital patient support services and special events like the Duke Children's Prom. Experiencing help by pledging runways to track safety statistics or by making a one-time donation. Please see the QR code you see on the video board now to help support 6 Health children.
Beautiful weather, good crowd on tap here at ACCNX Stadium on the Duke campus. Number 8 Duke facing a Providence squad without one of its top attackers, Richie Joseph Jr., who's in the top 30 in the country in goals per game. He was a questionable game time decision, but you see him there in street clothes. That's a big loss for Providence tonight.
It's certainly a big loss, but you can see freshman Chris Mattia filling in really well so far. I think the 5-goal difference more than anything is some of the unforced turnovers we've seen from Providence. Dan Donahue has really settled in well in cage with 6 saves. So now I think going forward, how do you close and chip away at this 5-goal gap? That's going to be the key question to answer for Providence.
Bobby Benson loves how Richie analyzes everything, but tonight it's been Horrigan, Bell, and Mattia with the 3 goals. And Donahue well tested, the Providence keeper here in this second quarter of play. Because you're right, going in the half down 5 or 6 versus 9 or 10, that's a big difference here down the stretch.
Huge difference. And, you know, again, if you can get this in the last couple of minutes here of the second quarter to 3 or 4 goals, mentally for a Providence team that's young on the road, that's going to be a lot more exciting to build off of.
A hold here for Duke, so Providence wins the faceoff. Young Providence team, 18 freshmen, tongues wagging, so much confidence from this young group, unafraid of this moment. They've already played 3 top 25 opponents in the young season. Here's Rhett Chambers. Nice catch for Jay Wilkerson, one of those freshmen. And that Duke defense so strong. Good stick check from Jack Gray. And a timeout here for Providence. We're going to take a quick timeout and discuss what the Friars will do after this timeout. Stick with us on ACC Network Extra. It's Bark in the Park nights. We got some fun shots for you. And coming up at halftime, Paul Carcaterra, Charlotte Nord, 2 of the best to do, are talking in our lacrosse segment coming up at halftime, discussing the sport and breaking everything down during our halftime segment. Stick around for that fun discussion. And for shots of our friendly fellows, Bark in the Park night here at ACCNX Stadium. As a black Labrador owner myself, I'm jealous. I forgot about Bark in the Park night.
Can't forget about Bark in the Park night.
Hopefully my dog's watching at home having a blast. With Deemer Class, I'm EvanBudrovich, Blake Woodard, our producer, Will Black, our director, and Jamie Carr, part of the production staff tonight. Final 4 minutes of this first half. Back-to-back goals for Providence. Looking for 3, and Jamison with a nice save on the turning shot. One note with Coach Danowski. He wants to see Jamison improve on his clears. Here's an opportunity with some pressure. And now Duke can settle into the attacking end. That Johnston dodging through 2. The sophomore works middle. Oh, look at the quadruple team coming. And how did Jack Ray keep possession? There's a flag as well.
It's great handles there by Jack Ray just to preserve the possession, draw the flag. Now Duke has a free take here, just 30 seconds left on the shot clock before the man-up penalty gets enforced.
Max Sloat on the attack. He's shielded off of the crease by the sophomore Drew Clift. Johnston, full speed, nice save. And with the delayed penalty coming, Duke wants to maintain this possession. So now they get a moment with the man advantage. Now that's a dog-eat-dog world. How do you get out of that quadruple team?
Gotta bring body. All these guys at the Division I level do such a good job of handling the ball that you can't always rely on swing and stick. So he escapes. Duke's man up. They've been effective so far tonight. We saw that 2-4 look for 2 goals early in the game. Then we saw a 3-3, so let's see what they get into.
A 1-minute penalty, so Duke already scored 2 goals on the man up. Get another opportunity to close out this first half. Any rush here if you're Duke? How do you work the clock in this situation?
Well, you've got 50 seconds. You really want to use all of the clock. So they're getting it around right now. Now they're getting into the 3-3, and then they're going to really play from here. You got Blake on the inside who's going to hunt the ball. It's going to be a threat. Find the soft spot. You've got Molliver sneaking on the pipes.
Off the post there, ricochets wide. Duke closest to it.
Nice job by Sloat there, changing up his levels. First couple shots, low and away. Then he goes high to high.
Donahue the save, able to get his mid outside the crease. So if you're Providence here, this is about working clock, right? You're not trying to score on the counter at all. As Fliss gets out of traffic, finds Mattia. Another look in the shorty. Jack Horrigan pushing tempo late in the first half.
Incredible coast to coast there by the Providence Friars. They make the stop on the man down. The penalty releases. You have to probe and test an early offense. And again, if you just get into a settled 6v6 battle versus Duke, they might not have as many advantages here, but they're going to capitalize on this one and get that one back from earlier.
Transition's been the story here for Providence in the second quarter.
Nice alley-oop there. Horrigan catches it, quick sticks it, beats Jamison.
Ed Cooley being a fan of that one. The Georgetown men's coach, previously at Providence. An important face-off late in this half, scooped up by Duke. Back to full strength. Blue Devils +3 in the face-offs tonight.
And there's Christmas testing the offense. Evan, even more impressive about that last goal. I actually thought the penalty had released, but I think it was man down. So really nice change of possessions there to close this gap to 4. Let's see if they can get a stop.
Cusalito drives, the Providence transfer facing his former squad tonight. McAdory with time, setting it up, final minute. Sloat attracts a double. Good ball movement for Duke. Johnston turns, another save for Donnie, who's got 8 of those tonight. Final 39 seconds. What can Providence manufacture?
They'll have a chance here at a good look.
And Ryan Bell, the second leading assister in the country, has it now. Time ticking for Chambers, 20 seconds. Here's Parker Kennedy. Running out of time, 10 seconds. Back to Bell. Orchestrates a look. Inside the post. And a late flag comes in with a cross check. And could this be a 2-minute as well? This is a similar call that went against Providence in the first quarter.
Certainly could it be up for review here. 1 or 2 minutes possibly locked in. Let's see what they call. They let the Metzger one go earlier on.
6 white. 1 minute.
1 minute penalty for Warrington.
Locked in.
So it's a full minute, regardless of the goal, and they'll review this.
Evan, that was that flyby look that I mentioned earlier in the broadcast. Tyus slips from behind the crease, showing some of that chemistry with Bell. Something that you would see a lot from Joseph.
If you're just joining us, Richie Joseph, top goal scorer for Providence, and street clothes unavailable tonight. But the true freshman Mattia, who's only had 5 goals in his life coming in, he's been impactful, and they review this call to see if it'll stand at 1 minute, maybe add another minute.
There's that flyby, nice touch. Again, unlucky for Providence off the post, lucky for Duke off the post. Catches Christmas there.
And that late contact for Luke Warrington. It'll remain a 1 minute. Unnecessary roughness that will carry forward time-wise into the third.
This is big for Providence going into the half. You'll hold on to the ball here. You'll carry it into the start of the third quarter. Bobby Benson, we talked about his offensive prowess as a coach. His extra man offensive prowess as a coach too is really second to none in our sport. So a chance to, get this game to a 3-goal deficit, or even possibly 2. If they can play make it take it, that'll be big for the Friars.
You see Benson checking the analytics, orchestrating. He's looking at the review saying, hey, I think there's more contact here than what you guys saw on ACC Network Extra. And coach mindset as the final 4 seconds tick off of this second quarter, and we're going to go to the halftime break. Providence, a big second quarter, 3 goals, hanging tough, and number 8 Duke maintains this 4-goal lead. Your final thoughts on the first half of play?
I think Dan Donahue's performance there, closing out the half, getting hot, getting back to 50%, 8 saves versus 8 goals allowed. I think that's the difference maker. And Providence offensively is starting to play more confidently, settle in, and have less unforced turnovers to be able to go toe-to-toe with the Blue Devils.
The 4th all-time meeting between Duke and Providence, off to a nice start. Balanced scoring for the Blue Devils. Friars showing some toughness through 2. And we'll step aside here in Durham.
We've talked about shooting in the past, and We've talked about shooting in the past and what's so important for an outside shooter. Let's recap the viewer and hit rewind.
So we talked about what you do with your feet, what you do with your hips, and how you gain speed. The body control, connecting your footwork with your hips, rotating through the shot, getting the stick off your body, and being big in terms of where you're shooting.
So what's important as an outside shooter, it's the hip rotation, it's the stick away from your body. But to take your game to the next level and really spray from deep, you have to have multiple shots in your bag. Let's break those down.
So as a shooter, you got to be able to release it from these different points that you're mentioning. You've got to have the stick and ball control ability to be able to let it go from those spots. A lot of people are really good at one type of shot, whether it's overhand, sidearm, underhand, but you've got 3 different levels of the net and you've got 3 different levels of release points, making up 9 different levels or 9 different types of shots. You can start with the stick down low, drop your hands, footwork stays the same, everything we mentioned stays the same, it's just the release of your hands. You're low, you can go low to low, you can then keep that underhand release and go to that mid location. And then to finish, you can go low and bring it upstairs. Then you can go from that underhand location to that sidearm release. At the sidearm release, you can hit all 3 of those spots again.
Yep.
Sidearm to low, you can go sidearm to mid, and to finish, you can go sidearm to high.
Okay, that's 6. If my Syracuse math serves me right, we have 3 more.
Final 3, overhand, you bring the stick upstairs, you can go from that same release for all 3 levels, high to low, high to mid, and to finish, textbook high to high.
So we have 3 different release points with 3 shots within each release point. That's 9. And if you really want to take your game to a completely different stratosphere, you do it with the right and the left. That gives you 18.
A goalie's nightmare. You can let it go anywhere, change your level, change your location, impossible to read.
Welcome back to Durham. Duke up 4 over Providence in this 4th all-time meeting. We're just minutes away from the start of this second half. When we return, Duke and Providence return to action here on ACC Network Extra. gearing up for the start of the second half here at Koskinen Stadium. Duke holding the 4-goal advantage, wrapping up this homestand. Providence hanging tough in the first half with 3 second-quarter goals. Welcome inside the booth here at Koskinen Stadium with the All-American Deamer class. I'm EvanBudrovich. The first thing for Providence, how about in that second quarter, hanging tough and getting back in this game?
A big piece of that was Dan Donahue. He really got comfortable in cage. He was seeing the ball and made some really timely stops in cage, which allowed Providence to claw back in it.
He had 8 first-half saves, and that's when Providence needed in that second quarter to get stops.
Yeah, it was absolutely huge, especially when some of the early possessions and unforced turnovers weren't going their way. Donahue making these saves, seeing the ball, being confident in his stance was huge.
Max Sloat with 3 goals and then 3 for 5 in terms of being efficient.
Sloat was shooting with confidence, and that's what you want to see. They bumped him down to attack for this game, so him stepping in, not afraid to pull it from range, is something that the Duke Blue Devils want to continue to see. And then let's see how they can get their other offensive guys going, especially McAdory here in the second half and Johnston as he continues to find his flow.
Molliver has 2, Horrigan counters with 2. And those 10 turnovers, a bunch of those early for Providence, but able to handle some of that pressure in the second quarter.
And now it's really netted out. Duke has 7 turnovers. It's pretty split at the faceoff X. Duke has the advantage statistically, but how the game really started to flow in the second quarter. Now, even though it's a 4-goal deficit, Providence is hanging around here. They have a locked-in opportunity here on the man up, so let's see how they can capitalize.
A nearly full minute of advantage for Providence with that 1-minute penalty. And a Duke team that is coming off nice wins over Air Force, Penn, and Princeton. With a 1-goal loss to Princeton and now trying to bounce back here at home. The clock starts and the man advantage continues for the next 52 seconds.
There's another freshman out there setting up Stone Evans for a possible step-down opportunity. Bard does a nice job getting out to his hands.
Working around to Ryan Bell up top, the second nation's assist leader.
Well, Bell's a guy you want running the point of a 3-3, so let's see how he facilitates.
Long distance delivering. Jack Horrigan with his 3rd.
Absolute rocket from Horrigan. Coach Benson's got to be fired up about that. He actually played at McDonough School at his alma mater. Nice one more pass from Bell. Near side high lefty, kind of a sidearm slinging release, and he absolutely smokes it.
The hat trick for the senior attacker who's nearing 30 goals on the year.
Coach said he had a great performance against Loyola. He's clearly building off that tonight. He was able to rebound from a dropped pass or 2 early in the game, and now he's getting hot.
Yeah, Coach Benson noted against Loyola, we kept our flow until that 4th quarter, then the game got real tight. As Providence wins the self-start, they'll still have a man advantage here for 20 seconds.
Yeah, here's another opportunity here. Let's see how they push or if they just hold for more of a settled possession. But if they can get their subs on here and get into it, they're going to have 5 to 10 seconds to work.
Now the subs on the field. Horrigan goes downstairs and the goal. Rhett Chambers running in front of the post.
They got into their set quick, again getting quickly back into the 3-3. Trying to take a little play out of the Syracuse playbook with that fake flip, but Bell kept it, throws it one more, and then Horrigan dumps it down to Chambers, and Duke's just a little slow to rotate there in that 5-man rotation.
Chambers, who moved up from the midfield to attack this year, gets his 9th of the season. And here's Providence scoring 5 of the last 6 goals of this matchup. And now Duke wins the faceoff to kill the penalty.
That's a huge one there by McCarthy. Kill some momentum. Engelke violated on the last one, and that's one of the benefits there of having multiple talented guys that you can continue to rotate through, give a different look to the Providence faceoff unit.
Three goals for Sloat, who was impressive in that first half. Now the first offensive possession for Duke. Here's Ben Johnston. Dangerous pass, what a catch. Sets up Johnston, lets it rip, bounces it home. Nice delivery.
Signature Ben Johnston, he loves the high bouncer, typically from a sidearm release. What turns out to be a really nice give and go unintentionally. Just a couple guys playing lacrosse, working off of each other. They make Providence pay trying to intercept that pass across the box. And McAdory finds Johnston.
Had 5 goals in that Princeton matchup where he really shined. Here's his 14th of the season for Duke. And that's been the key, according to Coach Danowski. We're balanced. Multiple players with 2 or more goals were dangerous. And there's 3 now with 2+. What a scrum for this faceoff. Providence comes out with it. And now a good stick check leads to a turnover. And now Providence wins it back. That went out of bounds.
Great scrap by both teams. It's huge for Providence to come up with it.
Henry Bard plays it ahead, and now Providence can set up in its offense. Chris Mattia, who earns the spot start for Richie Joseph Jr., the team leader in goals, the top attacker. Good stick check from behind to force that loose. That was Aiden McGuire. But it will stay with Providence.
I think Wilkerson really needs to get going here for Providence. Like to see them attack a matchup on a short stick that's not Aiden McGuire.
Here's Wilkerson letting it fly. Good save. This ball's still loose. What a scrum. Contact heavy. And a violation there. Providence entered the crease, but there was some physical checking in front of the net.
Yeah, that was an absolute scrap. Guys like Chris Mattia, not afraid to mix it up. Going against some big bodies in the Duke defense.
That's what makes this sport fun. Physicality, and they let them play at times. Delgado with some space. Duke 9 goals, but 8 saves from Donahue has been huge for Providence tonight. Wiggle room for Kirschus. Oliver back up top. Delgado bounces it wide. And Providence the closest to it. Nice defensive stand.
Nice job by Dean Metzger on the run out, beating the Duke attack to that one. Delgado's gotten a couple looks, sends that one wide, but here's Duke again in the ride.
That's the first quarter turnovers that cost Providence a giveaway. Sets up Duke now in the attacking end. And you noted with the adjustments for Providence spent the whole week working in shorter possession clocks, trying to speed up their attack against Duke. I see the whole coaching staff pointing out who had the ball. They weren't going to be fooled by the hidden ball trick.
Yeah, and that, again, coming off of last week where you see Joey Spallina score from 40 yards in the Syracuse-Hopkins game. No one in the next couple weeks wants to get beat on a hidden ball trick.
Pulling out all the tricks in this midweek matchup. McAdory, he's doubled.
Good matchup here for Sloat,
who is attracting a lot of attention. Clifton in his face, and the long distance goal for Sloat. He's got 4. No tricks needed for Max Sloat, who puts that one through. Career high in goals now for Duke.
Again, impressive take there by Sloat. He had the short stick matchup. Providence switches the pole back onto him, but he's just really running through the stick head. He's not able to fully turn the corner, but he still gets so much power on the shot. Beats Providence high to high. It's hard for a lefty defender like that sometimes in open space to try to turn him back, and he just runs hard to the top side.
Back-to-back goals for Duke as Providence was threatening.
They're going to reface this. Here's McCarthy going against the other freshman, Jack Cooper.
One of 3 different face-off options for Duke tonight. Coach Danowski wants to rotate them all. And now a false start gives Providence possession. No, hold on, no, gives Duke possession. The Providence staff beside themselves.
Face-offs in the game of lacrosse are always something that coaches are jockeying for some position. You know, is the guy going too early? Who's violating? Is anyone putting on any illegal procedures that, you know, might give someone an advantage? It's always a constantly debated position in our sport.
As Duke +4 now in the faceoffs, they get possession. And that shot wide. Because if you're Providence, these are make or break 10 minutes to stay in this match.
These are big possessions. Everyone counts. They matter for the flow of the game.
Last 3 meetings, all wins by 10 or more for Duke. A much tighter 4th ever matchup.
Let's see how Graham Blake works here against the short stick.
The Harvard transfer with elite IQ goes middle and finds a goal scorer. Nice delivery to Liam McLean.
It's beautiful finish there. Nice job by Liam McLean crashing the back pipe. Blake does an awesome job against the short stick, getting underneath, getting his stick back to his right hand, and he had options there, Evan. He could have thrown that ball to X to Oliver. He could have thrown it up top and then or shot it, and then the nice cross crease look there and a beautiful twister finish. That's a nice job by McLean stepping in, getting one of his first runs of the day and putting one home for the Duke offense.
Just the 3rd goal of the young season for Liam McLean. We know to Duke's balance. 6 different goal scorers tonight. That's going to make Coach Danowski a happy camper.
Especially when you dip into the 2nd and 3rd line, you know, to be able to get guys runs, be able to make an impact when your name is called.
A late flag comes in. And a slashing call. So Duke will be down a man for a moment. Looks like that's on Aiden McGuire. A 1-minute penalty. Oh yeah, got the kneecap there.
If you're the Duke staff, you live with some of those. When you have aggressive guys that can disrupt and cause turnovers, that's what Coach Caputo's defense has been known for since he's taken over as the defensive coordinator.
Providence just subbed in Stone Evans, his first appearance of the year. And that shot goes wide, so Duke takes it back. Remember, the man advantage continues for the next 40 seconds. You figure here Duke in no rush for at least the next 30 seconds.
You'll kill this clock. Try to get your last guy onto the field. Let's see if Providence tries to speed him up. They'll just sub their 6th guy on and wait for Cusalito to come out of the midline.
Cusalito and Horrigan, former teammates, chatting it up at the midline. And now Duke's back even. Just 5 seconds away. Luke Graham joins the party in the attacking end. Oliver with some good stick pressure from Metzger. Look at McAdory drop here for Duke. The All-American candidate spinning through a tight defense. Draws the double, no look pass. And a possession clock violation.
Yeah, that's one where obviously they were waiting for their subs to come on. The clock is getting a little low time. Probably lost track a little bit of how much time's left in the shot clock, and Providence earns back possession.
If you're Duke, though, you'll trade the killing of the power play there. The man-up advantage for some time.
Not the worst thing here. Get your guys on, play defense here. You're up 5, just under 8 in the 3rd quarter.
Let's see what Jay Wilkerson can draw up. A player who comes in ebbs and flows. Talking to Coach Benson, he said if we can unlock him come Big East play, that's going to be dangerous. The Big East, where Providence is picked 4th coming into the year. They'll face Georgetown at the end of the month to get things rolling. Here's Ryan Bell attracting a lot of attention.
Really nice pressure there in the gloves by Charlie Johnson.
Mattia pushed to the floor. Henry Bard making life tough. And now a late slash penalty. Make it 2 flags come in. And now play stops. I'm going to ask what that fan just asked. Why was there no continuation there?
You know, it's, I'm not positive. Usually that's play on.
We'll figure out the numbers situation here after this call.
30 seconds. There's 37 white. Slash. So 2 men down. 2 men down.
So a 30-second penalty and a 1-minute penalty. So there's the hold.
Yeah, so he hooks the arm, gives him a little nudge in the back, and
then there's
Christmas.
the slash.
A little bit out of control there coming in. It's always hard with, you know, trying to pressure a guy who's on the ground. You think you should take the ball away, but
what's the key here in these 6-on-4 advantages? How do you score?
Really, if you're Providence here, you're only going to have the 6-on-4 for 30 seconds. So you're going to try to get into your set.
There's a quick pass. Nice save. Can the Friars get possession back, though? What a scrum unfolding.
Nice look there by Bell. It's, you know, again, a 4-man defensively. It's going to be tight.
And Duke gets a big stop. Back to Jamison. And the first penalty has just 5 seconds left. Now it's a 1-man advantage for Providence. And Duke could burn all this clock once they get in the attacking end. And that was a good shot on target, too, for Providence. Right in front of the crease, just a better save for Jamison.
That's a great look, and that's what I was going to say regarding the 4-man. You want to get a high percentage look. You don't want to settle for 12 yards plus. So getting something like that on the doorstep, and that's Jamison's turn to step up and make a big save like Donahue's been doing a lot as well. So very timely from the Duke keeper.
6 saves for Jamison, 8 saves for Donahue. And now inside of 6 minutes in this third quarter, we're back at full strength. Duke working it around. Sloat draws a double. In pursuit of a 5th goal tonight.
Good recovery there by the Providence defense. You see guys really pointing out the rotations.
Inside of 10 seconds. McAdory turns. That shot deflected.
Great ground ball there by Johnston.
And since it hit the post, the possession clock will reset.
Now's a great opportunity to use more of this clock, grind down a tired defense. Percentages certainly start to go up when you ride the ball back and make them play 2 possessions in a row.
There's McAdory. And now Providence gets a stop defensively.
Interesting call there. Oliver, they get him with the moving screen, trying to seal his own guy.
Because Coach Benson has been in the ear of these officials tonight. He was considering a delay of game penalty there. And what a slash by Duke defensively. Aiden McGuire knocks it loose.
And that's where you live with it, right? We saw the slash for the penalty earlier, but then he earns one back, so.
Interference, so they'll reset the clock to 80. Our lead official, very boisterous, easy to hear here at Koskinen Stadium.
There's so many little plays, like you pointed out, the possible delay of game, you know, that again would have resulted in a penalty for Providence. So all these little things add up as different opportunities as they try to close this 5-goal gap.
Had as close as 3 goals earlier this quarter, but Duke has responded with 2 straight. Now in the hands of Graham Blake, the high IQ grad senior, slips through 2 and scores. How did he pull that off?
Right on cue, Graham Blake showing that he's not just an off-ball player. He facilitates the assist earlier, and there, right-to-right split, beautiful wind-up, tucks and splits the double team, caps it off with a nice leaner finish. This is something that any skills coach is breaking down.
I can't believe she's not here. It was so bad. They would start actually playing. I'd be like,
This is how we do it. This is how we.
Welcome back to Durham. No love lost between Providence head coach Bobby Benson and lead official Christopher Bynum tonight. And Coach Benson pleading his case. He thought there was a delay of game penalty. Was not called. Instead, Duke adds on to its lead. And a critical juncture here for the Friars, down 6.
Coach Benson knows how important each possession is, especially when you're trying to mount a comeback, whether it's a possible violation at the face-off X, possible delay a game. Those are always going to be calls and opportunities that a head coach needs to plead his case and show his guys on the sideline how much he cares and show that passion and try to get guys fired up as well to continue to play hard and play a full 60 minutes here.
3 straight goals for the Blue Devils. And now they're starting to control the face-offs as well. +3 in that department. This becomes critical. Make it +4 for Duke.
Nice job by McCarthy there with the between the legs exit. Gets it back to Kraus for a clean win. Probably one of the more clean wins we've seen all day.
Just 3 minutes prior, it was 9-6. Providence got a stop defensively, but a missed shot with a man advantage. And here comes Duke, back-to-back goals. As the Blue Devils gear up for a talented Richmond squad over the weekend, then Notre Dame the following week. ACC play picks up here in no time. Nice kick save from Donahue, who's nearing double-figure stops. He averages 10 saves a game, but maybe his best first half of the year.
Here's the senior Reed Landon.
Landon gets it back. The Dallas, Texas native. Work to the Delgado. Molliver swings it. Good ball movement. Sloat evaluates, wants a 5th, and goes wide.
Nice take there. One of the first righty takes we've seen out of Sloat. He's 4 for 8 on the day.
Yeah, he's had some great prowess from the left side tonight. Good nugget, go on both hands. As that one rolls loose. And an offside gives Providence possession. They'll look to run in transition. Bell swings it ahead. Weston plays it back, able to reset. Because now this possession becomes make or break for the Friars. This is Parker Kennedy. Bell, the all-time points leader at Duke, drawing so much attention. So Kennedy rolls to the front. Richie Joseph Jr., top goal scorer, unavailable, so it's all hands on deck. A young lineup for the Friars. And that pass almost goes in, and it does! Whoa, Jamison off his stick, and the Friars on the board.
Unlucky one there for the Blue Devils. That might be the bounce that you need if you're a Providence Friar fan. The cross crease pass gets tipped, I think, by Jamison. We'll see the replay here, and then unfortunately trickles into the cage.
He tried to extend his arms out and reach it and hit him at a weird spot. And now Providence wins the faceoff. Albert Panicia, the senior, who then lost it. Matt Christmas was having none of that.
You've got Christmas on the trail.
Off the post.
Another post. That's the second post there by Slode. He's feeling it. He's showing his range.
That last goal given to Sam Brazel, who threw that pass across, and now Providence within 5. Duke, though, has a lot of possession. They can close out this third quarter. A 4-goal game at the break. Got as close as 3. Duke has responded since. Here's Chris Cusilito. Some big juice this week facing his former squad here during spring break at Duke.
You got to imagine Cusilito would like to put one on the board, whether that's a goal, assist. Playing against your former team can't be easy.
The former All-Big East standout. You noted. That's a fun matchup. Leo Sequenzia, the sophomore, now guarding him. Cusilito going to work with a good time.
Nice skip pass. Good recovery by Providence. There's the double team on McAdory.
Cusilito has it blocked. Donahue, the keeper, makes the save. And now Duke can run out the clock.
Donahue's probably seen that shot a few times in practice.
Here's a late flag and then a lot of pushing and shoving. Make it a second flag.
Let's see what happened here.
We might clean up this laundry after the break. We'll see how it unfolds. We'll take the timeout and clean everything up on the field. Duke up 5 as we kickstart the fourth quarter next. Start of the fourth quarter here in Durham. Duke with the 5-goal lead at Koskin Stadium with Deemer Class. I'm EvanBudrovich. And the story going into break was a couple of whistles, 2 flags, both on Providence, and each are under review. So the officials are checking out a couple of angles. It looks like, though, what we saw going into break might be 2 penalties on the Friars.
I think you're getting 2 penalties on the Friars. I think the first one is probably a 2-minute non-releasable cross-check to the neck on McAdory. Definitely clear off ball. The second one, probably a 1-minute cross-check or maybe just a push in the back on Luke Graham, just depending on the severity that they see.
So here's the first cross-check right to the face of McAdory. And then as the period was ending, right after this shot, you see the late shove there. That was Panicia with the push. And now our officials coming up with the call.
At this point, we're just waiting to see the length of each penalty, what's locked in and what's releasable.
King. King.
Providence team that continues its adventure down here in North Carolina. Fresh off a nice win over Loyola. And Coach Benson's club, they've competed really hard tonight. You look back to the last 3 years, basically double-digit blowouts, Coach Benson pleading his case as the replay continues. Providence will actually have the next 10 days off for spring break. They'll take on St. Joe's on the 22nd.
Black, yeah.
Duke's on spring break right now. They've got Richmond on Saturday. Sure, we'll talk about that game towards the end here.
Best spring break memory you had, Deemer?
Best spring break memory, my freshman year. We kicked off spring break with a big win over Loyola, defending national champions.
Oh, man.
We were 2-4 at the time, and then we went on the win, including that game, 4 games in 10 days. And then we didn't lose again until the ACC semis. So that's my best spring break memory. Really got the season rolling after that.
The Duke women's lacrosse program in the house tonight.
With her, so upstairs knows.
Enjoying the action as we get some clarity on these calls.
Duke women's 4 straight. Big win at Clemson last weekend. They've got some ACC wins over Clemson, Notre Dame. They've got the Virginia Wahoos on Saturday, another big matchup.
The officials are still checking this out, so we'll show you again. I think this penalty is indisputable. Maybe the second one that's drawn some questions. So getting the inside perspective here, it sounds like there's a clock question. We may have a chance to put in an extra bit of time here in the third. We'll see.
We're good.
14 blank. 3 minutes. To the head. Full time. Lock them in. 52 push. 30 seconds. With 0.2 on the game clock. Whoever face off.
So that 0.2 seconds, it'll be real fast, and then we'll go to the fourth quarter. The old welcome back to say we'll see you later. Can you shoot in 0.2 seconds?
You can shoot.
We'll take the timeout and head to the fourth quarter. Still a 2-man advantage for Duke. And as the explanation comes to Bobby Benson, he knows his club's down 5 heading into this fourth quarter. We'll actually stay here. And now, if you're Duke, you mentioned that Richmond matchup, but what have you seen from the Blue Devils in this second half that gives you confidence moving forward?
The biggest thing that sticks out to me is the supporting cast around McAdory continuing to make an impact. Sloat, 4 for 8 shooting. Graham Blake going and assist, getting things going off the dodge. Oliver playing his role behind the cage. And other guys like Johnson, Cusalito, Delgado has been getting in the mix tonight, being able to show that they can initiate, draw some attention. And that's what you want to see on the Duke offensive end.
Duke will have a 30-second penalty and then a full 3-minute locked-in man advantage. That's a good simulation, playing a man up if you're gearing up for this Richmond matchup.
Yeah, 3 minutes locked in is massive. Being able to start that on the man up here. Let's see how Duke plays it. You're not going to force anything too early in the possession, but you are going to have, I believe, either 60 or 80 seconds on the shot clock to start. So, again, you're going to work for a great look, not just a good look.
They honored some of the former players in attendance tonight. We have Deemer Class here in the booth. Brennan O'Neill here back at Duke tonight. Good to see a lot of fresh faces of the program. And a Providence fan base that's traveled pretty well also, their road trip in town. So now we get ready to roll in the fourth quarter here on ACC Network Extra. So let's get the quarter started. A 3-minute locked-in penalty. A lot of time for Duke to execute with 2 men up.
Let's look for Sloat to roll off the crease. Get into a double cut down here. Nothing's there. They're back in that 2-4 look. Good pressure there.
That's Frankie Carroll Jr. applying the pressure. Loose scrum in front of the cage. No look shot, and that goes in. Luke Graham, a hat trick. That was a pretty finish.
Great job by Graham to scrap, pick up that loose ball. Molliver kind of forces it in there a little bit. They've obviously been building chemistry. Good pass to the face there, and then again, Graham just making a play.
Even his teammates couldn't believe it. Pierce Glavin said, "How'd you do that?" Luke Graham with his 4th hat trick of the year at Duke. He's done such a great job coming in from Richmond. Providence wins possession, but still a man down for the next 2.5 minutes.
Let's see how Duke plays this here. You've got some time to work with and try to speed up the Providence offense. Send a double team. Earn back possession.
Here's Jack Horrigan running into that pressure.
Here's the pressure starting to extend out. Cole Krause and McGuire here on a double team. See what they can do, if they can trap them.
Krause with the long stick applying a ton of pressure. Providence wanting a penalty, and instead out of bounds. There's a turnover. You see Bobby Benson's reaction.
Should have been a hold there. You see the two-handed wrap there by Krause, but really results in a takedown. So I can understand why Coach Benson's upset.
Yeah, this game be out of hand from a score standpoint, but Providence wanted to earn some extra opportunities. Still a man advantage for Duke, who's 3 for 4 in these extra man moments. We told you coming in, top 25 in the country. About 58% of the time they score with a man up. Movement for Sloat, who's sitting on 4 goals. Good save. Donahue up to 12 of those tonight. Jay Olenek will sprint ahead. And that clearance, more than anything, just gives Providence time to work the clock and kill this penalty. Without their preseason all Big East standout Richie Joseph Jr., Ryan Bell has done his part with a goal and an assist, but Jack Horrigan's had a breakout night with the hat trick.
Brazel's a guy that I would like to see more out of. Only a freshman, like a lot of their other guys in the lineup, but he's a guy that, again, Coach Benson was talking about his lacrosse IQ, defined him as a lax rat, the guy pulling up old plays and stuff that Coach Benson probably drew up 15 years ago.
Says sometimes we have to pull the pedal off and not let him go too hard to exert himself as we're back at full strength. There's a late flag. This might be a man advantage, and the goal for Providence. A feisty finish for Parker Kennedy.
Great job by Kennedy there, handling the double team. He's a Canadian. He plays a lefty style. He switches into his right hand down the alley, and that's when the double timely arrives. However, he's able to escape, handles the checks.
Look at the right-handed Canadian making it happen here.
And then he gets it back to that comfort zone. Gets it back to his left, sticks it high with authority.
Some good battles in front of the cage tonight. And here's Providence back within 5 goals.
These are big ones here.
What a loose scrum. And it comes out to the Friars for the moment. Now it's laying alive at midfield, and Duke will take advantage. That was a tough pass from Michael Spizzano.
Nice ground ball there by Oliver. Earned the possession there for Duke.
We're back at full strength, but now Duke can execute some time, run its offense. Sloat lays it off. Here's a great look, and Duke extends its lead. Liam Kirschus on the board, the true freshman.
Evan, that's what you see when you go 4 for 8 shooting. You start to draw that attention, you start to draw the early rotations, and as a righty, throwing that skip pass when he's a lefty dominant player, beautiful look there, avoiding the throwback, skipping it through to Kirschus. Kirschus, nice right-handed, over the top, near side low on the spot. That's a type of shooter's shot that's gonna beat Donahue.
That'll make the birthday man, John Danowski, a happy camper. Balanced scoring for his Blue Devils. 7 different goal scorers tonight. And Duke wins another faceoff.
And I think when you go beyond the balance, what you want to see, whether it's man up or whether it's half field offense, is the quality of the looks created. It's about the flow. It's about the decision making. You can't only go off of the result, but you have to go off of some of the type of looks generated when you're evaluating a good possession or not.
And in the second half, despite some great saves from Donahue, Duke has found ways to score 5 more. And Providence will work off the self-start here as we tick near 10 minutes to go. From a Providence standpoint, you get blown out the last 3 years these teams met. They've shown some positive signs entering Big East play.
It certainly shows progress. There's no doubt about that. They're moving in the right direction. They're going to watch this film. There's probably going to be a handful of plays that, you know, they really want to grow and improve from. And that growth was what Coach Benson was talking about as well.
There's a good look that hits the post, so the clock will reset.
They're gearing up for Big East play. They're going to be going against defenses like Denver, going against defenses like Georgetown, who have been perennial powers in the Big East Conference. So this is a great test for them and great for their 18 freshmen to really grow from.
A big whack from Aiden McGuire as he holds off Rhett Chambers. There's Horrigan probing in front, looking for help. And good defense from the Blue Devils. Keith Boyer anchoring this first line, the long stick senior defender. He does so much well, and now the speed of Duke pushing forward with McLean.
Nice job handling contact there by McLean. Coming out of the box, clearing it, now they'll get settled. Really nice defense, Evan, on that last possession by the short stick, Jack Gray. You know, Coach said he's a more understated guy. You know, Aiden McGuire's where a lot of the attention goes when you look at this defense, but he's a huge piece of that rope unit.
That shot just wide. And Duke will keep possession with about 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Officials saying, no, went out of bounds more over there for Reed Landon having to realign himself. A lot of new faces on for Duke. Graham Blake now anchors up top. Slowed in pursuit of a fifth. Shielded nicely by Drew Cliff, the sophomore defender. Sloat has it deflected. Donahue with a save. And Duke picks up the ground ball. That was not easy. Another goal for the Blue Devils. This time it's Graham Blake.
Graham Blake catching the feed off of his high school club teammate, Eric Molliver. Played back for Liam Banks in LB3 back in the day. But that really starts with the ground ball from Luke Graham. Moves it off the ground, Molliver finds a cutting Blake. Nice execution for the Blue Devils.
Duke replacing some All-American faces. The Toward Award winner, Brennan O'Neill, in the house tonight. You see him in the polo, checking out his Duke squad. And this is the transition that Coach Danowski talked about. Over half the goal scoring from a year ago, a young roster that's filled in, and a nice start for Duke so far.
Especially when you see guys like Brennan and Dyson who spent their 4-year careers here at Duke and had generational type careers. You don't just replace that overnight. It takes some mixing and matching and moving some pieces, and we've seen Sloat,
who adds his 5th goal. Well, there's a breakout performance, new career high for Max Sloat in transition.
And we talked about how, again, this Duke team is gaining experience. They're putting in new guys in different spots. Sloat was bumped down to attack today. He's got 5 goals, 5 for 9 shooting on the day, and an assist to go to his name. So he's someone that is stepping up and stepping into that goal scorer's role that every great offense needs out of their lefties.
Well, that's one way to fill 200 career goals from Brennan O'Neill. Watching his Duke squad now up 8 tonight. Their largest lead for the Blue Devils, pushing tempo with another face-off win. On a beautiful Bark in the Park night. Dogs on the far side of campus. Coach Danowski telling us growing up they had golden labs with the family. Both him and Matt, his son, is now on staff, enjoying every moment, reflecting on the dog days. And here in Durham, the Blue Devils so balanced. Sloat, of course, with the 5er. But then Graham's got 3. 5 other players have scored. And Delgado with some shaky moves. That pass, though, a bit incomplete. Ryan Bell, who's been held in check by the stout Duke defense, the 2nd leading assister in the country.
Duke's really done a great job containing him, and I think, again, we said it earlier on the broadcast, but, you know, great offense, it also comes with winning some matchups, right? And so you don't need all your goals to come from just winning matchups, and Bell's a guy that creates points in a lot of different ways. But Duke and Charlie Johnson and Boyer, they've done a really nice job of limiting some of the 1v1 scoring opportunities from Providence.
Then 7 saves for Patrick Jamison's also helped. Here's a transition moment. And a high stick to the face. That'll result in a flag and a penalty. Just a 1-minute slashing penalty that time. Chance for Providence to execute some man-up numbers. Just 2 for 4 tonight in those moments.
Penalty against the Blue Devils on number 5, Henry Moore, 1 minute for slashing.
And Bobby Benson's getting his 2 cents of the night, fighting hard for his squad. Nice ball movement, sets up a long distance wrister, and another save for James. He's got 9 of those.
Nice job by Jamison standing in there, staring that down. High to high heat from Stone Evans. Duke makes another man-up stop. They've stopped the last couple here.
Yeah, Providence had a 2-man advantage late in the 3rd quarter. And there's a flag way on the far side of the field. Imagine if the wind picked it up and the flag blew out of play. Would anybody have seen it, right? You have to throw a 2nd flag just to point out, hey, we got a delayed penalty.
You got Bell ran off sides there, so now you'll see him stay. He's just going to shut McAdory. They have a player advantage. Try to kill this possession, and then they'll go man down.
Duke looking to the clock, inside of 30 seconds to work with. Husolito against his former squad gets a turn. And now play will stop. The offside there, as Deemer noted. And a change of goalkeeper here for Duke. Buck Cunningham, the freshman out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado, comes in. This is Buck's third appearance.
Penalty of Providence number 5, Red Chambers. 30 seconds for offside.
Just 10 seconds left in that offside penalty. Duke trying to extend this 8-goal lead that was as close as 3 in the second half. And good stick work to knock that pass down. That was Ian Olenek.
Really nice stick there to get that stick in the lane, get that knockdown. See how they push here.
Providence had a late man rushing in Rhett Chambers, who returned from that penalty.
Nice pressure here from Boyer, getting out on the freshman.
Inside of 3 minutes to play in this fourth all-time matchup between Providence and Duke. The most competitive meeting between the programs so far. Jack Horrigan on the hat trick, backs it up. Wilkerson goes low and beats the keeper. So Wilkerson ends the night well for Providence. He becomes the 6th different goal scorer.
Nice freshman on freshman battle there. Wilkerson versus Warrington. Wilkerson attacks righty, nothing there, handles the contact, but then feels that little overcommit, ducks into the roll, and then he's ready to fire it right out of the roll. Nice off hip placement on the lefty goalie.
8 goals in 8 games for the youngster. With Richie Joseph unavailable tonight, Providence hoping to have him back in a week and a half when the team returns to action. Luke wins the face-off for Duke. And to Coach Danowski's point, all three, McCarthy, Gerard, and Luke, have gotten a ton of time in the circle.
Engelke's really seemed like a guy who can push off the X. All guys are great athletes, but Engelke tonight certainly seemed like he created some opportunities, was in the mix, just in terms of pushing transition and early offense.
William McLean's pass gets tipped around. Final 2 minutes in this fourth quarter. Duke will hit the road for Richmond this weekend.
Duke's got another talented freshman midi here, Ian Dykes out of California. Working his matchup. Getting some important runs.
As that shot goes wide. Good physicality late as that goes out of play.
One second left on the shot clock. They'll just kill this here.
And a delay of game there on Duke.
And that's the delay of game that we think Coach Benson wanted early in the game. Once possession turns and once that referee blows that whistle, if you roll the ball away from your opponent, or you just roll it other than where the spot is that the ball is, that's going to be called delay of game almost every time.
Just a 30-second minor, but it will essentially close out the night for Providence. Stone Evans gets some action here for the Friars late in this fourth quarter, one of 18 freshmen. Duke wrapping up this 6-game homestand with an impressive offensive showing. Horrigan finds some space, and he puts it through. 4 goals for Jack Horrigan.
Really nice ball movement there by Providence. Balls were on sticks, slinging it, flipping fields, and then Mattia, the freshman, throws the confident skip over the top. Horrigan steps down, sticks that one near side high.
A nice performance for Jack Horrigan tonight. The senior attacker playing in honor of his father, Sean, who was a captain here at Providence, and his uncle John, who also played on the Friars squad. And now Duke can wrap up the night with possession.
Evan, there's a lot of building blocks here for Providence to take with them going into conference play.
Duke with 2 more matches before the ACC heats up versus Denver out of the Big East, and then Richmond coming up. A late moment for Duke, wanting one more, and that shot a bit high from Liam McLean.
Good take there from McLean. And we'll see Luke Graham going against his former team in Richmond when Duke suits up against the Spiders.
A closing post touch to end the night. And the Blue Devils, wire-to-wire win. Providence, a feisty effort, but Duke led by the 5 slot from Sloat to win and put this match away by 6.
Great balanced effort from Duke. Nice breakout game there for Sloat. That's the kind of confidence that Duke needs its offensive players to be playing with. And a lot of different guys stepped up. Nice balanced effort from the Blue Devils.
It's a dog-eat-dog world in the ACC, but Duke flexing its muscle here in the non-conference tonight. Blue Devils take it by 6 over Providence. 4th all-time meeting and our favorite so far. Thanks for joining us here in Durham. Max Sloat with the 5-goal effort, and Jack Horrigan, the 4-goal performance for Providence. For Deemer Class, I'm EvanBudrovich, our talented crew here in Durham. This is a presentation of ESPN. Duke takes it by 6 over the Providence Friars.